What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Stampede Airsoft. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ares Amoeba Strikers. In front of me are the two base models of the Striker lineup. The longer one that I have in front of me right now is the AS01, and then the shorter one right here is the AS02. Both these rifles have a lot of these same features with some minor differences here and there. Obviously, the one up front here is a little bit shorter. So if you're looking to run a sniper in any CQB situations, or maybe you just would rather have a shorter rifle rather than a longer one, this is the one to go for. Other than that, they're both pretty similar. Up here at the front, they both have this nice plastic orange tip that can be easily removed. They do sell an aftermarket thread adapter, so it will take any sort of normal 14mm negative suppressors, flash hiders, tracer units, anything that you would like to put on the front of these things. Moving back to the handguard section of both these guns, they both have the small attachment point for a bipod. They do not come included, so it is something that you have to buy separately if a bipod is something that you would like to mount to the bottom of these guns. The first difference between these two rifles is that here on the shorter one, there are some nice M-lock attachment points here on the sides and the bottom, where the longer one just is straight polymer handguard. The mounting options here on the shorter one allow you to mount anything, any sort of flashlights, bipods that might not use that standard attachment point, or maybe even a foregrip. Moving back along the length of the barrel, it has this very nice fluting along the entire length of the barrel, except for some area up here at the front and towards the rear. On the longer one, right on top of the barrel, right before you hit the back of the receiver, it has some nice trademarks saying the brand and what type of sniper rifle this is. Moving on to the top of the receiver, both of these come with Picatinny standard on it, so you won't have to scramble to find any sort of scope mounting points or some weird way, or come up with some strange ways to try to mount a scope to these things. They will take standard Picatinny scope mounts. And integrated into the top of this rail, right here at the front, is your hop-up. So it is a top-down hop-up, so all you're going to need is an Allen key that comes included with the gun. Put it right here, and they have engraved into the front of the rail which direction is more hop and which direction is less hop. Action Army does also sell an aftermarket piece for this, which is a small little wheel that you can put into here, so you don't need to use your Allen key, and make it easier to adjust your hop up if you have a scope on this thing. Just behind that, you have your bolt handles. So the bolt handles on these rifles are slightly different. The one on the AS02 here is slightly bigger and more of a bulb shape, where the handle on the AS01 is more shaped like an oval. And just behind that, you have your standard fire selectors, so push forward to put it in the fire, and then pull back to put it into safe. One of the really nice features about these rifles is how easy it is to pull the bolt back on them. Opposed to other more popular sniper platforms that have a bolt that comes out almost all the way to the stock, these ones have a 35% decreased bolt pull, meaning when you go to pull back on the bolt, it is only going to come out a little bit, making it very easy for younger kids who want to get into sniping to be able to pull back on this bolt. This is also going to make it easier to pull back on the bolt if you were to ever put a heavier spring inside of these guns. Staying on the topic of the bolt, once you cock back these rifles, there's a small little indicator that will pop open on the left side of the rifle. It is a little red circle letting you know that your gun has already been cocked and is ready to fire. Just below all that, you have some of your other fire controls, so you have your magazine release on these rifles. There's two ways to release the magazines on these guns. One is a standard little paddle, which is familiar from MP5s or AKs, so you press out on that and the magazine will drop out. And then another way to release the magazine is here on the trigger guard. There are these tabs on either side, so no matter which way you're shooting this gun, left-handed or right-handed, you can use your index finger, push down on the paddle, and then you can pull the magazine right out. Moving back to the pistol grip area right here, it is very comfortable and is at a very nice angle, but one of the main features of the grip is inside is actually where your toolkit is found for this gun. So there's going to be two Allen keys inside once you pop off the grip itself, and the way you do that is on the bottom. There's a small little tab. You'll push forward on that and just pull the grip right off. And inside you will find your two Allen keys. The smaller of the two is the one that you'll use to adjust your hop up, and then the bigger one is used to actually disassemble this rifle. Moving back to the stock, you have some very nice and large fixed stocks, putting the length of pole quite comfortably for most users of these guns. On the ASO2, there is this nice little shoulder rest right here, and all you have to do is just pop it up, and then it's there, it is fixed in place, and it's not going anywhere until you want to close it again, then you just push it back down. On the ASO1, however, there is this nice big rubber butt pad, which is quite comfortable, that is actually missing from the ASO2, which has a quite firm and stiff plastic butt pad. One of the nice things about these guns is how easily upgradable they are. Right out of the box, you already have full metal internals and a full metal 90-degree sear spring. So if you wanted to put a heavier spring in this thing to get it to shoot right up at your field's limits, you could do that and not risk breaking the gun entirely. Some of the aftermarket parts that they do sell for this gun are an upgraded hop-up unit, and you could put a tighter bore barrel in it. Other than that, there's not a lot that you really need to do to this gun. After taking both of these rifles back to our chronograph and filling the magazines up with .20 gram BBs, the ASO1, the longer one here, is shooting right around 400 FPS, and then the ASO2, shockingly, is shooting 425 FPS, which is hotter than the longer one here. We believe that they put a heavier spring in this one because it is a newer model, so it has some nicer and newer built components on the inside of it. One of the downsides into getting into airsoft sniping is the lack of performance that you will get out of sniper rifles out of the box, and how much money you traditionally have to spend to get those rifles up to par. But with these guns, all you really have to do is spend $20 on a spring, change it out, and you are good to go. You will be hitting kids from across the field. And then there's some minor changes you can make here and there. Obviously, you can get the little wheel to make it easier to adjust your hop-up. You can get a whole new hop-up chamber entirely. You can swing and you can change out your barrel. Other than that, these guns shoot fantastically. We've built several for people and they love them. They shoot amazing, and this is the platform that we usually recommend to people if they want to get into airsoft sniping. The Ares Amoeba ASO1 Striker is currently retailing for $195.95, and the ASO2 is going for $205.95. And they are both available in store and online at StampedeAirsoft.com. And they're both available in a variety of colors, from green, black, tan to gray. As always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out our Facebook and Instagram page to stay up to date with all the new stuff that we're doing in the shop and at the field. And I will see you guys next time.